Hi, everyone. This is Kim Ainari. What's going on with everybody today? How are you doing? Ooh, let's take some deep breaths. It's been quite a few weeks, and I thought I would hop on and let's do a quick update on David, or AKA D4VD. Now, for those of you just tuning in, I don't think there's anyone in the chat as of yet. I did a tarot card video on D4VD or David. So I've had some interesting comments in the tarot card reading for this man. And I wanted to kind of see if there's any updates with you guys. And, let me check and see, because I know a lot has happened in those last couple of weeks. And we had to wait to see if anything was going to materialize. Hello. So there's someone out there. Hi. So, let me see. So, again, welcome. We are live, and we are going to do a little bit on David. I have been told he's not a rapper. I'm just going to say a singer. Hey, hi, True What's going on? It's great, Paul. It's good to see you. I'm on here to talk about this singer. You know how eclectic my channel is. It's kind of out there with tarot card reading and UFOs, UAPs, and just stuff I just like to talk about. And because I am home today, I kind of went out. I got a nice pedicure. I always believe in self-care. Hey, Paul, I miss you too. I know. I've been messaging Harold and told him that that I had to kind of wait for things to die down on my end health-wise. And I know that Harold was with his channel. It's always, if you catch me on a good day and I'm not coming home from work and don't have to go to work the next day, because you guys are kind of on there quite late for me, and I have to get back into work, and I got to rest and sleep and all that fun stuff. So I kind of want to update Paul. This is kind of what this video is about. And I did a tarot card reading on this singer, David, who was starting a worldwide tour. He was in the United States doing a tour, and in his rented home, I want to say it was Hollywood, but a rented home somewhere up in there, Beverly Hills or Hollywood, near his home on one of the streets on this house that his manager was leasing was a Tesla. And this black Tesla was a concern for a lot of the neighbors, because they were seeing it parked in different spots, and the Tesla was finally parked, and they had called LAPD, and it was towed, and it ended up in a tow yard. And so, of course, I'm not sure of all the things that happen when a car is towed, but there was an odor, a very strong odor of something coming out of the frunk. I didn't even know Tesla had a trunk in the front. So in this frunk, in the front part of the trunk of the Tesla, was a body in a bag. And this body turned out to be a little girl that was dating David. And so we are still, I believe there are a lot of things that have not been revealed from LAPD, and that David has lawyered up, which he should. You should lawyer up. And there are other people that have lawyered up as well that were in his circle. And David has been quiet on social media, I believe. So if any of David's, any of his supporters out there that have seen anything on David's social media, which I doubt 100%, please let me know in the comments. That the comments will be left for you to comment on this video. So they identified her body as being Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and she was a teenager and didn't even make her, I believe, her 15th birthday. And so so we already know that a lot of things are happening within this case. And I wanted to, when I did the tarot card reading, I felt at that time, and I always say my tarot card readings online are for entertainment purposes only, and that no tarot card psychic reader out there is 100% every time that you do a reading for somebody, or they're sitting in front of you, you're on the phone with them. No one is 100%, because my goodness, we would all be talking to intuitives and psychics to know what the heck is going to be going on in this world, right? So I said, and I'll put the link for those who don't know what I said, and it was a raw tarot card reading, and I was pronouncing this David and his artist name as D4VD, not understanding that it was David. I was saying he was a rapper because on social media, a lot of people were saying he was a rapper, and he wasn't a rapper. So, yes. So Celeste was laid to rest, I feel like a few weeks ago. This poor little girl, and she had a lot of issues going on with her family. I felt like her mother really loved her. And she was a runaway numerous times. So we don't know what was going on in the household, even though there have been some videos of her arguing with a neighbor before she took off again, ran away. And I came into knowing that she was living in Lake Elsinore, California. And I know that area quite well, and having to be there on little trips with my dad and my brother and other people, friends. So I was kind of curious, and I like to go raw with my tarot card reading and just see like what's going to happen. I didn't really know anything about these people. Zero. So in the reading, and I remember saying that I didn't think that he had anything to do with her murder, because she was murdered. I felt like he knows who did it. I feel like there were many people that contributed to her death. We saw a female in that reading. We saw another male in that reading. And because I don't own a Tesla, though I've been in a Tesla for me and my girlfriend for an Uber when I was on New Year's Eve, and never drink and drive, just catch an Uber, people. And I was in the back seat. I thought it was amazing. Those heated seats were like, wow. So, so I'm sure there's a bunch of cameras that LAPD is looking at. I feel like they do know who was driving that car, because there's many cameras. People have a lot of cameras on streets in front of their homes, and there's a lot. So I don't know what this person was thinking, that they don't know who you are. I don't know why he has not been arrested. I feel like it was more than one person involved, and I did say that in the first tarot card reading. Well, the only tarot card reading that I did on this guy. I do feel like there was multiple people involved, and there was a female that I felt also involved. And I'm not saying it's the one that looks like Celeste, but there was a high concern. There was somebody that was being really mean to her. And I feel Celeste was just with the wrong. Oh, Tesla has like 5 cameras. See, Paul, I didn't know that. So I didn't even know Tesla there's a key that belonged to the Tesla that somebody had thrown away and was found in the gutter by somebody just walking. And that was turned over to LAPD once they had identified her body. So this is kind of interesting case to me. Like I said, where this little girl her life was taken. And for reasons that I felt because of her being immature and being a runaway. And David he was a teenager too when they met. And she was like 10 or 11 meeting on, was it Discord? And so, even though he was a teenager and Celeste was a baby, 10 or 11, she did not consent until you're 18, and she wasn't 18. I think David was, even if he was 16 or 17 talking to this girl. The age of consent in California is 18 years of age. So there's a lot of stuff. And so I was reading, I was wondering, David's dad, they live in Texas. I don't know where in Texas. I think I'm not sure. I don't want to say. And long story short, there was a picture of her going to a gun store, buying a gun. And then it came out weeks later that somebody had called in the police on the house to SWAT the people, swatting, I think it's called. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And just to be mean, they found the address of the parents and his mom and his dad, who works in a law office. And David has 2 younger siblings. So I'm not sure what dumb person would do that, because what is that going to do? David is not even in the house. We don't even know where he's at. I don't care where he is. He's lawyered up. And his manager, but this is the dumb thing. This is a manager of this artist, right? Who probably has other artists. David was signed with Interscope Records. And this manager probably has other artists. And the manager said, look, and I'm paraphrasing this whole thing, that he had leased out the house for David and probably David's entourage. I'm sure Celeste was up in there somewhere. And he was being inundated with people accusing David, all this other stuff. And he came out, and I'm thinking, dude, why even say anything? You should have lawyered up. Nobody cares. But you're coming out saying you don't know anything about this case because you are married and have kids and all you did. And I'm like, dude, stop it. You know that you knew Celeste. You had met that little girl numerous times. And I'm sure she had a lot of fake IDs, because that came up, pretending like she was older. David was having her around and telling everybody she was older. And mentally, as somebody who is with somebody that is an up and coming artist, I think there was a lot of videos, or one in particular, where she was at one of his shows with David's brother. And I'm thinking, so everybody knew Celeste. Okay. Even the fake Celeste that was out there in the video, she looked exactly like the little girl Celeste. And I said, there was a female that knows a lot. And I'm not going to accuse anyone, but there is a concern about that gal, and she supposedly took down all of her social media, and she should be lowering her up too. And just zip it. Shh. You want my advice? So, Paul, it's so good you're here, and there is somebody else in the chat. So hello. So my whole thing is this, and so I just wanted to read what it says about this case, and we can wrap it up a little bit. A private investigator alleges he knows who moved David's Tesla to the final parking spot before it was towed. The investigator was hired by the homeowner of the Hollywood Hills residence where the singer once lived. And we know, okay, if you hear some things, that's okay. Kepri, my cat, she's being annoying. Residence where the singer once lived. The private investigator says he believes CelesteRivasHernandez's body was in the trunk before it was parked. All of his findings have been presented to the LAPD. Now they're saying that she's 15 years that she was 15 years of age, and I thought this girl was dead before she even got near her 15th birthday. And yeah, so we know that LAPD is still investigating this case. They got to get their ducks in a row, because when it goes down, it's going to go down. Okay, so what was the cause of death? They are keeping that quiet. So she was found in a bag. And when it first came out, Paul, they said that her remains in the bag was dismembered. And I was not picking that up intuitively. And it came out that they're not really saying how she died, but I think because she was left in that bag, and it was probably before he went on tour, and we're thinking around August. It's still kind of warm and hot in Los Angeles County at that time, and the body is just deteriorating, right? And probably coming loose in the fluids. I hate to be morbid. I'm not a coroner or anything like that, but I'm just thinking that everything was just soft and it became loose, and some things were just kind of looked like it was dismembered. But I just think it was just being many weeks, maybe months in that car. So LAPD is really trying to get their ducks in a row about this case, which they should. And Celeste was laid to rest a couple of weeks ago. And so it's so interesting to me, because the fact that I got a lot of comments on that first video I did, tarot card reading, and people think that David did it. People think that he's evil. And, I think in my mind, he didn't really want her on tour with him, because he knew she was a runaway. He knew it, and that her family was looking for her. If her family didn't care, they would have just stopped looking for her. Her posters were still around Lake Elsinore, and they just, a lot of teenagers, they bump heads with their parents when you're 12 and 13. And she met this guy, and he was around, he wasn't even really around her age, but whatever happened between the two, and we're just assuming a lot, that she was really highly immature. She wasn't in school. It's not like she was getting a tutor. David wasn't having her tutored at anything. So she was, to me, highly immature and dumb as a rock. And probably I felt like David did not want her on the tour with him, because she was a runaway and she was a liability. And I felt like she was abused by another person, sexually abused, not just by David, by another male. And I did say that in that video. And I think that he I think a lot of people were using her. And I think maybe at one point she was trying to figure out how to get up out of there, like, is this really my life? And I think David probably had moved on to another female. So this poor girl probably felt she didn't want to go home. And I don't know, it's a lot. So, but yeah, so the case is, so a private investigator has found out who had the Tesla. I'm sure LAPD knew too. And so, people are lawyering up, and it has been like about a month or more, right? People, correct me if I'm wrong, since we have heard anything. But the private investigator came out on News Nation and said that he knows. And so it's, when the arrest happened, it's going to go down. And I didn't want to do another tarot card reading, because we have to see if anything that I said within that reading if I got anything right or zero right. So we are still waiting. And yeah. So And Paul, I know. Okay, so we're gonna leave that, and so all of David's fans, that's what this live stream is about, and I kind of want to end it and do another live stream right after I shut this one down, because I don't want to have too much mumbo jumbo in the stream. We're going to keep it on David and Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm not even going to edit it. I'm going to wait to upload this one about David. We're already kind of 20 minutes, a little bit over 20 minutes. And Paul, I'm just going to end it, and then I'm going to start another stream because I want to talk. I want to talk about 3I Atlas. So let me end the stream. Thanks for everybody showing up, and hang in there because it's only going to take me less than 5 minutes. And I'm going to upload. I'm going to go live again, and I want to talk and see what people think about 3I Atlas and some other things. Okay, guys, be good to yourself. And yes, you're going to be able to leave a comment. If you guys know of anything else on this case, let me know. And yeah, so bye to everybody. I will be right back.